Hello and welcome to this video where we'll come into dimensional modeling for the gold layer. Why do we do dimensional modeling? It's very important that you get a mental clarity on what you want to build before building it. That this is a very crucial step for both you and your business, for your business stakeholders and all the developers to be aligned with whatever you want to build. Otherwise, the model that you're building in your data warehouse or in your Databricks silver layer, gold layer, it doesn't matter if it's not supporting the business. And one way to get clarity and get good mental model is using the dimensional modeling and star schema, Kimball-style schema. And this is also explained in another video that I will link in the description. In that video, I explain the concepts behind star schema and dimensional modeling. It's more theoretical, and that is a little bit of an older video, but it serves the purpose and you will understand it. First of all, take a look into this picture here. This is what we aim to do. We want to have a star schema. How do I determine this is based on the theory behind the facts and the dimensions. Basically, the facts are the events that are happening, and we choose a certain granularity of this event. So usually the event is for, you store the quantitative data inside of the fact tables, and the dimension tables are for context. For example, here we have product price, discount rate, total amount, and quantity. These are all quantitative, while we have more contextual in the dimensions. And the idea is that we can join them together later on to create specialized views, materialized views for our end users. So that is the idea. We serve these views to different types of downstream users or stakeholders. Right now, we will create this dimensional model using a tool called dbdiagram, but before that, you should know that this data comes from, if you have watched you should watch my previous video on the silver layer on Databricks tutorial. I close this down and you can see in my Databricks, I have here supply chain demo, and this one I have in the silver layer. I put it all into a supply chain OBT where we have the cleaned data here. And basically from this one, you can see this is the sample data, and in the overview here, you can see all the fields or the columns and its corresponding data types. And it's based on these columns that I have built the star schema that you saw before. However, that star schema is not fully developed yet because I don't want to take away all the fun for you, that you take that and build yourself and continue building on that. However, I will make the star schema that I showed you, that is a simplified one, and that is the one I will build in dbdiagram. So you don't need to see me code everything out, but there's some thought behind it. Let's move on to the dbdiagram and let's see how to actually create this. And a good idea is that you develop it by hand. So you type out whatever you want to put in. Oh, sorry. It was an ad that I clicked on. Yeah, this is another one. I will create a new diagram, actually. You have a limit. I will go and remove some of my old diagrams. Delete that one. Untitled diagram. Actually, this one I would remove. Like this. I will call this, let's say, order lines. Action is supply chain. Yeah, actually order line. Or is it supply chain order lines. Basically, when you do EDA, you will understand that each of the rows corresponds to an order line or an order item, which is basically like a receipt. And in the receipt, you have several order lines, right? That is what it is. I will call this supply chain order lines. And now I will build this star schema. Let me just take a look if I can find it here. Yeah, here is the star schema. This is what I want to build. I will actually remove this one. Hide editor. I actually want to hide. Yeah. Something like that. Starting with the facts, we start with the facts table like this. We create a table, facts, order lines, and this one, curly braces here, and then we have order item ID. This is an integer, and it's a primary key as well. And then we have order ID. This is an integer as well. And then I will just copy this one, shift alt down button. I want to call this not order ID, but customer ID, product ID. And note that these are actual columns in the dataset. If you take a look into the dataset, there is order ID, customer ID, and product ID. And then I will continue here, order date ID. This is an integer as well. And then we'll have quantity, integer. And then we'll have product, price. That is a double. And then I'll copy this. Discount rate. That is a double. And then we have total amount. That is a double. And as I said before, this is just a selection of all the columns that I pick. I don't pick all of them. I want to make it simple and don't want to take away all the fun for you. Let's continue here. Table, dim product. Let's see, product ID, yes. Oh, product ID, and this is an integer. Let's see here. Product ID, integer. Let's see. And it's a primary key as well. And then we have product name. This is string. Copy this. And we have category name. We have department name. And here I will put in product price. And this is a double. Product price, the reason for why I put in product price in dim product and then also product price in fact order lines is because the product price, this is the current price of the dim product, while this is the order price. We can make it a little bit clearer and say this is the order or the item price, the order item price, really, order item price. That is the price at the time of the order. While this product price is the current price. For example, you change this price, but the price here still stays the same because it was the price at the time of the order. And then 1/4, and I will copy paste the rest. This, you can take a look into it. I won't go through all of them in details. But basically here we have dim product is done, and then we have dim customer, dim order, and dim date. And now click on this button, enable grid. Or actually not. Let me see, auto arrange it to compact. And now you can see these are the tables that we have, but we need to link them. How do I link them? Inside of here, you can see in the fact order lines, we have customer ID. We also have customer ID in dim customer. This is the primary key. This is the foreign key. Then to link them, you do like this. You do ref, colon, and then where should the crowfoot be? Crowfoot's notation for showing where we have many side and where is the one side. The crowfoot points towards where it's many. In the many side is in the fact table because we can have many of these. And the customer, the dimension is the one side. And we have ref, and we do dim customer dot customer ID. Now you can see there's a link here to this one, and you can see here we have the crowfoot. And similarly here, I will do ref colon product ID goes to dim product dot product ID, and similarly ref dim order dot order ID. And what else do we have? We have order ID. Oh, this is order date actually. This should be up here. And here we have ref dim date dot order date time. That sounds better. And then we have date time ID, because basically we have both the order date and the time. It's a date time. Save this one. Oh yeah, it's automatically saved. And we will make it better arranged. Snowflake. Yeah, it looks a little bit entangled, but I will fix that manually. This one can be in this side, this one like this. As I said, we don't go through all of them. We haven't picked all of the columns. I've just picked out some of the columns. And here you can see, for example, we have the dimension for product. This is so that we can get more information on the product. It's the product. It's for enhancing the information. It's giving context. And here we have dim date, which is, for example, you have order date time ID, and you go into this date time ID. And here you have date time ID, and then you have date time, and then you have more info like year, month, weekday, hour, minute. You can also add is weekend, is what date it's, what day number it is, etc. There's a lot of things to add. Week number, for example, that you can join and get that information whenever you need it. This is my final star schema, which I will use in the Databricks later on, so that we will create this star schema in the goal layer. And we will also create materialized views for serving inside of the goal layer as well. We can serve both the star schema, if anyone wants to take that, and we can also serve specialized views. It's more similar to marts if you're talking about more traditional warehousing. But I hope that you've learned a lot in this video. We have gone through how to make our dimensional model conceptually, and we have created the dimensional model inside of dbdiagram and made the connections so that it looks good. This is the physical diagram. Remember that there's a conceptual diagram, there's logical diagram, there's physical diagram, and this is the physical part which we can use for implementation. It's implementation ready. In the next video, in the goal layer in Databricks, we will create this and connect it to our SDP, Spark Declarative Pipeline, where we've already done the bronze and silver layer. So thank you for watching this video. See you. Bye.